Are you preparing for college, university, a career change, something that needs a portfolio, or something that you need to explain your creative ideas, your creative processes, and be able to articulate what it is that you want to do with visual communication? Level up and build your creative arts portfolio with us at Blue Room. We can help you advance your sketchbook, advance your techniques, and advance your ability to apply your techniques in real-world interview scenarios. And be able to express it in your portfolio. We've got a range of lecturers that have experience in the industry for over 10 years. That's tutoring for international foundation programs, for undergraduate degree programs, and we've seen hundreds and hundreds of university applications with the application form and the sketchbooks and the portfolios and everything in between those that students come to bring, are people that have been out of the industry, out of education for a long period of time, and seek guidance on how to apply for university, particularly for creative courses. So what makes us different? We are incredibly supportive. We offer tutorials, one-to-one sessions, portfolio reviews, and we'll build an action plan with you to help you develop your storyboard, develop your portfolio, practice conversational techniques that can help you articulate it and enable you to reflect on your work and help you to develop and grow. We can recommend different things as well, and we can also guide you through workshops and tutorials of how to develop techniques, use different medias, use different softwares, things of that nature. We can make it more personalised based on what your career goals are, whether it's application, we can spend more time on the application stages of that. We can spend more time on curating the portfolio, more time on the experimentation. A lot of this will derive from diagnostic sessions that we do. Typically in the first 30-minute session there's a taster session, and then we work on some career and development goals for your sketchbook, for your portfolio, and then we really hone that in the hour-long or 2-hour-long sessions or longer periods of work that we do together. We'll give you insights throughout about what it's like in the creative industry, what they're looking for, things that are on trend, and then we'll point you in the right directions for resources and exercises that can help enhance your portfolio, help enhance your own creative style. And then we'll guide you throughout the process, and we can use different media, such as on the VLE or on WhatsApp or other forms of communication, so that we can keep in touch and help to steer you along the way when you have questions. We can start it as a 30 minutes kind of taster session where we diagnose what your interests are, what your styles are, what you really want to get from the sessions, whether it's more practical based work, some theory, or whether it's just getting down to how do I create a sketchbook, how do I apply for university, how do I apply for this degree course, whether it's fashion, photography, illustration, graphic design, or anything of those kind of creative visual courses, or we need some visual outputs and something to show what we're interested in and what we've been up to. We can build that up into kind of 1-hour sessions or 2-hour blocks for longer kind of workshop tutorials where we'll teach you techniques and we'll have a back and forth, like reflections that we can do, and obviously writing around it as well can be a part of it, especially if you're learning the language alongside it, or wanting to explain your work or develop a kind of digital portfolio where we're explaining the processes, we're reflecting on our styles, and that can be something that's really valued in higher education as well. Those types of lessons can expand into kind of 4-hour blocks where you can take an hour at a time, 2-hour blocks, and do it ad hoc in the way that feels comfortable for you and then matches your development style, matches your progress and your journey. But those are the types of sessions where you might do that over the period of a week, 2 weeks, or several months, where you're wanting kind of regular feedback or regular support with different styles or at different stages of your portfolio. An example of that might be you have a diagnostic session for half an hour. At the start, we build like an action plan with you, and then in a week's time or so, we touch base, we go through a session with a workshop, and then we can start to develop that. In a week's time or 2 weeks' time, you come back, and then we can do something further. You can back and forth, sharing kind of your portfolio and work that you're doing in the meantime. And over the course of several weeks or several months, you can develop your sketchbook into something that you're really willing to share with other people, they're willing to express, and something that you can really explain properly to an interview or in your application process. Anything in between that and beyond, we can work on kind of bespoke packages that tailor things a lot more to what you need. But generally, broadly speaking, that is kind of the process that we can take you from zero sketchbooks to something that's application ready in a couple of weeks to months, depending on your style. Just the last bit, if you haven't seen already on the blog, we've got some little videos on kind of sketchbooks, the power of sketchbook, where to find inspiration, and lots of different resources like that. Those types of things we can build onto the VLE and give you access to those as well, and give you some inspiration, some guidance on how to access those that you can use alongside these kind of sessions. So if you're still here and you're still listening to me and you're still interested or you still got questions, you can drop us an email at hello@bluemilkweed.co.uk. You can drop us a message on WhatsApp and we'll get back to you. And if not, just drop us a line in the chat and see how you are, or just engage with some of the resources that we have online. Thanks, and I hope to see you soon.